Hey guys, welcome to Everyday Family Adventure. I'm Trent, and it's another Testimony Tuesday. I promised you guys last week that I would tell you all about our oven testimony, and so here it is. The stove, or the oven. We tried to fix the oven back in Hershey. I had my friend Josh Shearer help me out with it, and it had broken off a part on it that it's really old. Magic Chef is a really old, non-existent company anymore, and the parts for this specific RV stove are pretty much obsolete. Again, on the forums with other people who have had to change this part out, it's a thermostat for the oven. And we had broke the dial off because it had gotten all gummed up and just rusty, and it had broken off, and we couldn't turn the gas off, so I got pliers and turned it off, but then we broke the knob, and basically everybody who has tried to repair this fix that has happened in these RVs have just given up and bought a new oven.
For $500.
Which we didn't want to do that. We just were like, God, we want this one working. It's been working for us the whole time, and I can get it working and functional. It's quicker and it's cheaper, and it'll be safer if it's just working the way it needs to work, and I got looking everywhere. I found the exact part. Again, the company's not around anymore. Sometimes they hold on to parts and somebody will resell old parts, but the part that I needed to get was an obsolete part, and somebody had made a replacement part for that part, which now that part was also obsolete.
It's 23-year-old stove.
Yeah, and so like the only other option is getting a oven thermostat that would have to fit a different kind of like configuration of the holes, and just a big old pain, right? And that's why other people have said, I'll just save the time and buy a new RV oven. And lo and behold, I had spent so many hours on trying to get this oven fixed, and the place that we were parked, Siobhan was sitting out front with our host, and I came around to Siobhan, and she was sitting out front, and I just said to her, I was like, hey, I give up on plan A. Again, this is something we had prayed for too. We're like, God, we want every piece of this vehicle working in good functioning order for them. I came around and I told Siobhan, I'm like, I give up on plan A. We're gonna have to go with plan B, which is buy the replacement part that is gonna make me have to like cut holes in it and reconfigure it. Plan C would have been to buy a new stove or a new oven. Yeah. All that to say that Lee, our host, she says to us,
she's like, I wonder, we do have that camper out in the back with you guys.
That old camper's out in the back with you guys.
She's like, maybe there's a part that you wouldn't have to buy the other part that you could retrofit to your stove, and it might work. You might as well look.
Save myself $70, on a replacement part that I'd have to reconfigure anyway. So Siobhan gets up to go walk in their old RV, which is not a 4Travel. I don't even know what the name of it is.
It's a Sandpiper.
A Sandpiper.
And I'm pretty sure it's as old as
And it was really
coach.
old and really beat up, and they were like, we're gonna gut the thing anyway. We're gonna fix it up, and so you can have anything in the oven that you want. I'm like, oh, that's great, Siobhan goes in their camper, and guess what?
I was like, Trent, you're never gonna believe this. They have the same exact oven.
It's been sitting in the driveway with us for the whole time.
We had been there for like 5 or
weeks.
6 weeks at that point, and it had been sitting there. The part had been sitting there the whole time, just waiting for us to find it.
And they let us have that part. We took that part off of their oven, put it on
Not only
our
that, but it was brand new. The oven, the stovetop was grimy, like it had been used a lot, but the oven was pristine. It had never been used.
Yeah.
The thermostat was still like shiny. It had never been used.
Oh, such an amazing miracle of God. Like, again, you can't write this stuff.
No, you can't make it up.
Wasn't that so cool? I mean, just to think of how God provides in the smallest little details. To think that oven part was sitting in front of us the whole time. Oh my goodness. So we're going to have more of these small little testimonies coming every Tuesday, and so we hope you'll stay tuned with that. Give us a thumbs up, a like, a comment. We've got a lot of really cool things coming up ahead. Stay tuned this week as we'll share more of our story of our time in Kalispell, and then we're still making our way all the way across the west to Seattle to catch a plane to Hawaii. So if you want to keep in touch with more of where we're at currently right now, you can follow us on Instagram at Everyday Family Adventure or our newsletter at TrentandSiobhan.com. Thanks again so much, guys, for being part of our adventure, and we'll see you next time. So remember, we can make the world better. I believe we can. Bye, guys.